I had a dental plate when I was 14. I had a bit of an accident and lost my front teeth. And so initially I had false teeth. And then eventually in my 30s, I got a bridge, which was a great improvement. But it still never felt to me to be incredibly robust. You know, I was always worried because obviously on the back of having a dental plate, just ordinary false teeth, which broke if you know, were too robust with your eating. Then when I got the bridge, I still wasn't very confident with it. And then the bridge failed because I was carrying an infection, which was caused by the failing bridge. And I'd had copious blood tests, and the doctor at no time thought to ask me if I had a tooth problem. And so they were trying to find out why I was carrying an infection, and nobody thought about the teeth. And I knew that I had to have the bridge replaced or had to have a denture. And because it wasn't hurting, I put it off as long as possible. And then, of course, when I finally did go to the dentist and discuss it and knew that I'd have to have it done, that was when I realised that all the blood tests I'd had were because I'd got the infection under my bridge that was failing. Well, by the time I got to the day of the surgery, I was a bit disassociated because I'd been in such a nervous wreck state prior, trying to decide whether to go ahead with it or not. And it was at no time the financial thing. It was always because I was worried about the outcome and whether it would be successful. Of course, when you have anything done, whether it's a medical operation or a dental operation, you are given a big sheaf of papers explaining the ins and outs and the possibilities and what could go wrong and what, you know, what the outcome might be. And of course, the worst scenarios are really scary. And yet, you know, the worst scenarios are so rare that uh, well, it was in the end nothing to worry about. The day of the operation, I was still a little bit nervous, but by that time I'd committed. So having committed, it was all in somebody else's hands. There was nothing I could do. So, you know, Maria was very encouraging, and she's very good at calming you down and making you feel as if everything's going to be absolutely fine. She's tremendously confident. And also, the talks that we had leading up to the operation, when I was wavering and not being able to make up my mind, I mean, she's done all sorts of other things for me as well. I mean, I've given up smoking, which has always been a major problem with me. But you know, and she's into a lot of alternative things like yoga and meditation and things like that, which I've been experienced with earlier on and hadn't bothered about for years. And she sort of brought me back to some of that and my Tai Chi, which I hadn't done for ages. So she's had quite a big effect on me, even, you know, as well as the dental business, you know. I was really, really nervous about the whole thing. I didn't know what to do, scared with all the literature I'd read. And she just breezes through it and she calms you down and explains it all extremely patiently. Extremely patiently. Oh boy, I can eat nuts. I mean, there are things which I've avoided my whole adult life virtually. Now, wow, whole new ball game. I can, you know, I can just about eat anything. It doesn't matter. Crunching and munching and great. Yeah. I've had life-changing dentistry.